Hi amazing friends, it's Kute here sending you love wherever you are on this glorious day. Just know I'm sending you love. You know, we often have these grand ideas of where we should be at a particular point in our lives. From the moment we're born, we're conditioned. We get conditioned. You got to go to school, get the degree, get the high school degree, go to college, get the good job, get the safety, get married, get a house, get 2 homes, get 2.5 children, and then just keep rolling, retire, and live happily ever after. We're often programmed, and many of us, we have these ideas of, by a certain age, I need to be here. By a certain age, I need to be married with 2 kids. By a certain age, I need to have sold 1 million books. I need to be a multimillionaire by a certain age. I need to have 2 kids, be married. And often, when our expectations aren't necessarily fulfilled in the timeline that we might be holding in our minds, it creates suffering, upset, pain. We often judge ourselves harshly. So what is the idea or the ideal notion that you think you should be at a particular point in time? What is that for you? And if you haven't achieved it, how do you feel in your life right now? You see, what if exactly where you are right now is exactly where you were meant to be? And just because you may not have achieved or created or manifested what you thought you should have achieved or manifested by a certain amount of time, what if that doesn't make you a failure? You are exactly where you are meant to be because you are there right now. And simply not achieving what you thought you needed to achieve doesn't mean anything's wrong, doesn't mean you didn't do it right, doesn't mean God doesn't love you, doesn't mean you're not on the right path. You're on the right path so long as you're following your heart. You know, what I found is many of the things that when I was in my early 20s, many of the things that I thought I wanted to manifest, many of the things that I was striving for, even though they didn't happen, I look back today and I thank God that some of those things didn't happen. Do you know what I'm saying? We all have those things. I thank God that some of those things didn't happen. If you look at your life, you might see that things not manifesting in your life, things not happening according to your plan, according to your mind's vision, is actually a sign of God's grace. It's a sign of the kindness of the universe. I look back in my early 20s and some of the things I wanted to manifest that did not happen. We can call them a failure, but I don't believe there are any failures in life. I look back at that time and I realize humbly, if I'm honest, that I was not ready. I was not ready at that particular point in time to hold the integrity and hold the space for that level of the vision. I believe that we're all given a vision. We're given a vision of what's possible for our lives. We're given a vision of what we're capable of. And the journey of life is not simply, and I believe that success is not simply in the physical manifestation of that vision. We often equate success with the physical manifestation of that vision, but success is not just that vision showing up in tangible reality. We're given a vision, and I believe that part of the real journey of success is the journey that you get to go on, the journey that you get to go on, and the person that you get to become, and who you get to evolve into in the process and the time it takes to manifest that vision, because that vision itself will take you on a journey to become more. That vision of itself will take you on a journey to evolve and to grow. The real success is not the success of simply that vision manifesting, but who you become in the process of the pursuit of the vision itself. I believe if you just manifest the vision, but you don't become more, but you don't learn the lessons that that vision entails, then I believe you didn't really succeed. To me, that's real success, that's soul success, the success and evolution of your soul. See, to me, life is a school. Well, life is a school, and every single thing and every single one is your teacher, giving you the opportunity to realize and become more of who you truly are, and that means your vision. So if you haven't sold as many books as you wanted, if you're not married with 2.4 kids or living where you want or have the money in the bank account that you thought you should have by a particular point in time, give it up. Give it up and look inside and make sure that you are evolving and growing and learning the lessons that you need to learn for your own soul's evolution, because if you are, then you are truly succeeding and you are exactly where you are meant to be at this particular point in time. One of the things that I think we need to give up is this notion of time. We often have this ideal time: by the time I'm 30, by the time I'm 35, by the time I'm 25, by the time I'm 45, by the time I'm 55, 65, I should be here. I believe that there is a time and a season for everything. That when you truly clear yourself, you see, your goal isn't simply to manifest that vision. Your goal isn't simply to manifest the goal. Your goal isn't to manifest that miracle. It's not to manifest anything. Your role is to do the inner work to clear away whatever is inside of you that is blocking your most authentic self. Your goal is to clear away whatever is inside of you that's blocking your true freedom, your true authenticity, your true self-expression. I believe that when you clear away whatever those blocks are, you bring yourself into sync. You bring yourself into alignment. You bring yourself into alignment with the entire universe, the cosmos, the stars. You bring yourself into sync and into flow. And when you bring yourself into flow, you synchronize yourself with the right timing of everything. And everything begins to synchronize itself with you. And what you need, when you need, at the perfect time you need, will start manifesting in your life with much more effortless grace. But you must give up your mind and your mental constructs of what you think should be, when it should be, and trust the divine time of the universe. There is an intelligence that knows what to do and how to do it if we are willing to surrender. If we are willing to surrender. Surrender what we think should be, surrender where we think we should be, surrender how we think it should look, and truly surrender. I believe that perhaps one of the greatest keys to success is not simply working hard, but is surrender. So often our minds have these notions of where and how and what should be at a particular time. But a life created with your mind is rather limited. But when you tune into your soul that is connected to everything, it knows everything because it is everything. And when you create from that deeper dimension, that deeper place inside of you, you are in sync with everything. When you create from there, you create what's infinite, because you are infinite. The mind is limited, but you are infinite. So my invitation, regardless of where you are in your life along your journey of where you think you should be, where you think you shouldn't be, I invite you to give it up and to be in complete gratitude for where you are at now. So often we have this ideal notion of where we think we should be. And then there's where we are. And there's often a gap. And in that gap is suffering, because in that gap we're often like, well, here's where I want to be, and here's where I am, and there's this gap. And in that gap we often experience pain. And sometimes we beat ourselves up and we judge ourselves harshly because of this gap. Now you can look at where you are and how much further you have to go and be upset with yourself about that. That's one way to create suffering. Or you can look at where you are today and actually look back for a moment and look at how far you've come to this moment. Look at who you are today, who you've become right now, and how far you've evolved and how far you've become. There was probably a time, if you're honest, if you look back, you will probably see that there was a time 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, that you would have dreamed to be where you are now, possibly. You know, I look back at some of the things in my life 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and it's like, this is where I wanted to be. So look back and see how far you've come right now and live in gratitude, because it's not just what you think about, but it's what you thank about, what you give thanks about. that will shift your energy into a state of gratitude. That gratitude will shift your energy into a state of receptivity and openness, and allow you to be receptive to receive even more of the blessings of the universe and life that's already seeking to happen into your life right now. No matter where you are, trust that where you are is exactly where you need to be. And where you are right now doesn't have to be where you're always going to be. That at any moment you can remake your life, at any moment you can choose differently and continue your growth process and journey. Remember, the real success is who you have become in the process of living itself. Just know I'm sending you lots and lots and lots of love. Look forward to continuing to connect with you. Let's stay connected. You can subscribe to my email. Sending you lots and lots of love. Look forward to staying connected. You can subscribe to receive weekly messages from me. Until then, love now.